Jeff, your patient asks that their child's lips swell up in reaction to eating packaged baby carrots and, the skin on plums and peaches. Now, this happens pretty quickly, but will an LRA by ELISA Act testing, show a reaction to these foods, or what are we seeing here?
Well, what's being described is what's called a type 1 or an IgE or a histaminic reaction. This is something that occurs generally within seconds or minutes of exposure. And LRA by ELISA Act measures delayed, not immediate reactivities. Immediate reactivities can be measured by skin testing, can be measured by RAST blood testing, but that's for the type 1 immediate reactivities. I will, however, mention that over the many years, people have reported that when they follow the LRA by ELISA Act plan, one of the collateral benefits is their seasonal allergies, their histaminic reactions, their type 1 reactions just quiet down. And there is a hypothesis, this is a scientific idea, that when we have these immediate reactions, the body is trying to call our attention to not just necessarily the carrot, but the chemicals that were used to prolong the storage or shelf life of the carrot. The same thing with whole fruit. You'd be surprised what is there that can be measured by careful analytic chemistry, and you can reduce, in many cases, substantially reduce by doing a baking soda followed by a dilute apple cider vinegar bath and drying the fruit. But even then, some of the oils, some of these chemicals that in the case I think of this child, but in this person's situation, the body is saying, don't expose me to this. This is not good for me. And we agree, it is not good for them. And I would predict that if you had a biodynamically grown plum or nectarine or fruit, that the child would be much less likely to react. So I think what's being described is something well known in the environmental medicine world, which is that certain chemicals that are used, generally these are waxes and or other long shelf life chemicals to preserve. The average tomato travels 2,000 miles, the average strawberry travels 2,000 miles. You should go out and pick the strawberry when it's vine ripe and smells like a strawberry, and I predict that that will be less reactive than even buying an organic fruit or vegetable in the market. It might indeed have been organically grown, but it might have had a very long transit and some processing or some generally regarded as safe chemicals that I now have come to question as maybe not so safe. So I do advocate for healthier soil and produce, healthier vegetables and whole fruits that are as close to vine ripened and available as close to you as possible. In many areas, you can join a community-supported agriculture farm, and during the season, once a week, you get really fresh produce and related items. Ours happens to be biodynamic. My front yard is a permaculture biodynamic food forest. Right now under a little blanket of snow, but that's a good thing for a garden every once in a while. And I'm grateful to tell you that much of the quality of what we consume is either homegrown or comes through that community-supported agriculture, or in some way brings the farm and your fork together. So that's my recommendation, including our testing as a component of evoking healing responses.